All right, here we go. My name is Mary Chaos.
My name is Lass.
Well, hello, Lass. How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I'm tired. There's been a lot of roller derby
A
today.
lot of roller derby.
We are about to see Team Colorado and Team Kansas.
Yes.
Colorado having played a tremendous game earlier today against North Carolina. And
Kansas played against Ohio.
that's right.
Yes. This
So-
morning. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. This is game
11?
11, 10. So for those of you just tuning into Battle of the All-Stars for the first time today, today is all shortened games. In fact, most of the games are shortened games. So they're all 30-minute periods. You foul out with 4 fouls with 4 penalties, and you are only given 1 timeout per game and 1 OR.
And 1 OR.
Which I noticed after a little while the teams were picking up on that and using the OR as the timeout. So that was nice.
Don't worry, you'll see my captain do that.
Yeah.
Team Kansas does that.
So
It's called those, not quite the timeout, but let's go ahead and take a little breather.
yes, we are going to run down the rosters as we go. Why don't you start going down Team Kansas?
All right, Team Kansas, we got 11 Doug Pyle, 2 Hippie Shin Kicker, 13 Artemis, 0 Evans, 714 Pain Train, 242 Miranda T. Reaver, 678 Triple B, 999 Animaniac, 316 Puncher Down Brown, 3 Dizzy Zaster, 187 Sweet Assassin, 65 Rat Cat, 777 No El Paso, 357 Ricochet.
Excellent. And we'll get into, I'll do Team Colorado. So both of these teams, they are allowed to run a 20 roster, but neither have so far. So we're not 100% who's playing, but I do know that Wilhelm, number 20, is a quick lead jammer for Team Colorado.
Animaniac has a star off her head, trying to fight through that wall. Pivot's coming back.
Mitch Wilhelm going to the box. I didn't see the signal. I think it was a cut track at the top, giving Animaniac a chance to use her footwork and dart through the Colorado defense.
And she does have beautiful footwork.
Looks like Kansas doing a little bit of a delayed offense in order to let Animaniac try and pull a gap. She didn't go to one side or another, so it looked like Kansas had a hard time picking where to actually do offense for her.
And the jammer's back on Colorado.
Ooh, and bounces. And I think she's going for a back block. Yep. Wilhelm now going back to the box for a back
block.
block.
Does that make 2?
2, yes.
Within the first minute and a half?
That's really unlike Wilhelm. She's very aware of her body. What it could be, which this does happen with when advanced skaters go against skaters that don't play at the same level, you're expecting them to be able to take a certain level of hit.
Right.
And when they can't, that impact causes
It does.
the
I know what
penalty.
you mean. When that skater can't take that hit.
Right.
Put into the penalty box. So there is no lead jammer.
Little bit of offense coming from No El Paso, the pivot for Team Kansas. But Mitch Wilhelm's back in the pack and ducking through on the outside line, kind of a signature move of hers.
Anna seems to be stuck in there.
And ATM's going to come to its natural conclusion.
Clockwise block going to a Colorado blocker. That's 888 Catastrophe.
For the Colorado hand. No, sorry, 2 points for Colorado.
All right.
Did we already introduce Colorado? Do I have
We did not. So I'm just going to read down the whole roster because I don't know who's playing and who isn't. So I got 00, Erkin, 1, Pink Flamingo, 10, Unprotected Legs, 117, Mussolini, 151, Smash a Lottopus, 20, Mitch Wilhelm, 203, Mars Furiosity. I'll get back to this in just a second.
Oh, and Dizzy Aster is right on her heels.
Yes, it looks like that's 3-3. Sharon Tacos, who I was just about to announce, actually, bouncing off the back of 11 for Team Kansas and moving her feet to get through on the inside line. Meanwhile, a little blocker known as Braun Swanson taking out Kansas
Dizzy
jammer.
Aster.
She made sure
Yes.
to not go out of bounds so she could recycle said jammer back.
Dizzy tends to be a little bit of a twinkle toe here and there. Oh, and she gets through.
Nice little help there from No El Paso.
Meanwhile, Sharon able to take advantage of Kansas looking a little disheveled. Kansas pulling apart really easily. They're getting distracted by Denver. And it was just giving Sharon an opportunity to weave through, kind of just use her edges and slalom right through.
Then again, that goes back to the higher level. And
14-point jam there for Sharon Tacos.
We got 14-point jam for Sharon Tacos on that, 4 for Kansas. So at least they're still putting points up. The rest of this roster, 240, Ventoria's Vern, 42, Rabies, 505, Elise Kraken, 52, Andy, 755, Spankaren, 8, Bron Swanson, 831, SH Long, 888, Tessa Phoebe, 91, Watson Sarabi, and 949 Coyote.
woo, she did it. She got through it.
And here is Andy for Colorado, who got MVP in the first game. And 1-3 for
Is
Kansas.
Artemis.
Is Artemis.
Artemis has started out in Junction City, Kansas, and then moved on over to Capital City Crushers for Topeka. She has really improved. Oh,
Andy
nice
able
and
to-
easy, just slid right through.
Little skateboard push on the inside line.
Natural Grand Slam meaning no one in the penalty box. Pass the ball up.
There's an interesting dynamic between these two teams where Team Colorado is mainly Denver roller derby. We have some Rocky Mountains, Pikes Peak, Kent Mountain, Boulder County, FOCO. Team Kansas seems to be a lot more widespread, a lot more of a mix of teams.
We are all over from everywhere. Most of us drive 3 to 4 hours just to get with the practice. We've had maybe 3 practices up to this point. So it's hard for us to get together and do those practices.
Andy picking her way through the Kansas pack, moving her feet, using all lanes in order to get around the pairs of Kansas blockers as they're recycling up around. Able to stretch the pack out. Meanwhile, Denver going 4 on defense just to hold Artemis in the back.
And a star pass to Dog Pile, number 11. She is a hard hitter.
Doesn't get a chance to try it out with the Jammer Star, though. Adding a few more is Andy onto her jam 19-0. So 40 to 12, Colorado leading Kansas. 9 minutes left in the first half. So we do 2 15-minute periods
with a 30-second halftime.
Yeah, with essentially a built-in timeout.
Right.
Just allowing the jam refs to switch. That way it's fair.
We got Animaniac up again.
And I believe it's Coyote jamming for Team Colorado. Yes, I recognize those skates.
Working together.
We are located on turn 1 here, the announcers are, so we have to try and learn the jammers by distinguishing factors, like their hair or their skates.
I'm really short, and if Animaniac's up, I cannot see her because she's short, and that's usually if I don't see the jammer, I assume it's her.
Coyote coming back into the pack, ducking around on the outside to get through quick and calling off the jam before No El Paso, who took the star, was able to get back around. Quick 4 points by Coyote. 44 to 12, Colorado in the lead.
We are only in Jam 4. Is that right?
Indeed. We're going into Jam 5.
Seems like it's been a little more than that.
The jams have been running a little bit longer in this game, I've noticed, than in some of the others.
Yeah, normally, whew, it goes fast.
Yeah. So I believe I heard Mars Furiosity.
And Dizzy Aster for...
Yep, Mars has the blue hair. And she is able to move her feet along the inside line, running on her wheels. Dizzy Aster, meanwhile, trucking it on the outside to follow. Abino Watson-Sorobi just owning 00 Evans at the back of the pack.
Evans is our youngest player on the team. I said she was 18 earlier, and I got corrected. She is 19.
Oh, okay. I'm sure she's very defensive about it. We got No El Paso going to the box. I think there was a late hit call. It was really close, whether it was before the fourth whistle or at the beginning of the echoes, where she nailed the Colorado jammer. So she's going to sit down. So that means Colorado has a pack advantage by 2 people. Midge Wilhelm on the track. That's not where you want a pack disadvantage. Skates right through, barely touched.
It's kind of easy to do when you only got 2 blockers on the track. That's one thing you really look for as a jammer.
Yes. Wilhelm.
I did notice Colorado is now playing Braun Swanson.
They only played. Yep, back block going to Midge Wilhelm. It looked like the refs were unsure who was going to actually say the words, but 3 whistles went at the same time.
And that makes her 3rd penalty?
That's her 3rd penalty.
For 3?
Yep.
Really?
But yes, Braun is actually playing in this game. They were saving a lot of their players, just, give other people a chance to skate around a little bit.
And that's what you should do.
Yeah. Braun is a magnet.
No, El Paso has that star.
Was her second back block penalty in the game, from what I remember here in El Paso. Taking that into account now as a
Colorado is not giving El Paso a chance to even feel the air around her.
No. Oh, and number 20 just hopped on her toe stops right past them.
Wilhelm is kind of like Shadow Cat, the comic character. Like, she just sort of passes through people without you realizing she's
there.
A cut track on No El Paso. And at the same time, another Kansas blocker sitting in the box. So Wilhelm on a power jam with only 3 blockers, ducking through on the outside. She's already put up 19 points. Still has a chance for some more.
Oh, there's that beautiful duck.
That's, I told you, signature move. Wilhelm duck TF.
That's not her first time getting earlier in the day. The first game, she had a really nice looking beat.
And
no, El Paso will still be in the box, taking over as the jammer when we start.
29-point jam for Wilhelm. Not the highest point scoring jam of the day, but not far off, actually.
There's been a couple of them that have gotten those high jamming points.
It's like Colorado, saying number 33, Sharon Tucker's back to the jam.
So 76-12, Colorado in the lead with about 4 minutes left in the first period. A little hop over a couple people. That's 33 Sharon Tacos. El Paso's back on the floor, trying to pick her way through. Colorado's kind of taking her one-on-one in the back and slowing her down while the tripod sets up further up.
They do recycle really well. Colorado is good at that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, those are some vicious hits she's taken.
Sometimes a skater that is not as tall gets underestimated because they are not as tall, but a lot of times it's a mistake, especially Catastrophe Phoebe. She really knows how to leverage her weight against her edges in order to move blockers and in order to create space for her own jammer.
Doing a great job at it. I would not want to be that jammer.
No El Paso getting run back. That was number 505, Elisa LeCracken, recycling back at El Paso on that one. So Sharon Tacos putting up another 15 points, 91-12. Kansas, if you were going to use a timeout, this would be a play. If you were in a full game, you've got a timeout coming soon, so maybe team timeout for Kansas.
I was going to say, my coach should be saying that sooner or later.
Kansas,
he usually knows when the team starts to kind of break down and they need to take a moment, regroup, and get back together.
They're letting Colorado right now run the show.
They are.
Which is easy because it's Colorado.
Because it's Colorado.
Right. These are not skaters to be trifled with, right?
No.
So Kansas, if they can just kind of calm down a little bit and just slow it, work together a bit.
Maybe get the fact that it's Colorado out of their head and
Right.
just
Play them as they would any other team.
yeah.
Shake the nerves out. You know.
That's where it's kind of hard for these 30-minute games. You really don't get a chance to
get-
find your groove very
Right.
fast.
You have one or two jams in which to kind of mesh together, and like you were saying, your team Kansas doesn't get a chance to play together too much. You know, Denver was saying that one of their biggest assets is that they trust each other so much because they've been skating around each other so much, and they have very similar play styles. Andy, not even touched on the inside line. Meanwhile, Animaniac already with the star off, going against 2-4-0 Ventorious Vern. And the pivots.
Oh. I just realized how
Oh, it
you're
was
reading
SH
off
long.
these jammers' names so fast. They would be up on the board.
Yes. Sometimes the scoreboard is your friend.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it lies. We learned that in one of the earlier games. But, yeah, it's super helpful.
I just thought you were really that quick on your feet, finding the name.
We can go with that.
Okay, let's go with that.
Nancy. Andy actually getting caught up with Kansas blockers. They had a really nice triangle going, able to push her out of bounds.
Oh, and never call it off.
Yeah, that was, and you have that roster. So 1-1, 0-0, 1-8-3.
Sweet Assassin, Dogpile, and Evans.
Oh, 187. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. They were doing a great job of finding each other. And
They did.
one would move to a line and the others would be patient and wait for the way that they
Evans
needed
and
to move.
Dogpile have similar gameplay.
Number 3 for Kansas.
They have great track awareness.
When Kansas trusts each other, they do very good things.
Yes.
I think they just need to trust each other. If nothing else, this game might build that trust. Number 3 from
Nice.
Kansas just powering past.
Easy asker.
Oh, and
A
that's
little jammer on jammer action there.
And that's Coyote from Team Colorado, Unafraid. Coyote actually coming off of an ACL surgery.
Oh my goodness.
She was out. She came back last season, worked her way back into things for Rocky Mountain. Yeah, I know Coyote because we were ACL buddies. We had surgeries one after the other. It's a terrible way to meet people in roller derby, but it happens. All right, Mars Furiosity going in line for Team Colorado. And
Artemis for Team Kansas.
Yep.
Seems to be hung up on her own blocker there.
Mars Furiosity had gotten recycled back, but a forearm penalty sent Dogpile to the penalty box, giving Mars some room to run. Skating through on the inside line, Mars Furiosity gets right through. Meanwhile, SH Long bringing Artemis back to the F of the pack. Braun Swanson giving a little wave, giving a little, hey, I'm here. Here's your offense. Come on through.
Yeah, and I hear Team Kansas yelling to take that helmet cover off, but I think she's a little too.
Sometimes you get so focused at the task on hand.
Yes, you do.
And you know, there's a point in the jam where your pivot is just as tired as you are.
Right.
There, you know, that's something that my team has talked about is like if you don't pass it within a certain point of time, you're almost going to hurt the team more because the pivot's going to be more likely to get a penalty if they've been playing hard defense for that minute 15. So you got to be really careful about passing it after a certain amount of time. Plus, passing it at the back of the pack.
There we go. No El Paso's got that star. It's definitely not fun when you get that star and you have to go through that same beating. You are right behind that wall.
This is something we saw Team Louisiana doing. It was a mistake that they had made a couple times of they did not pass the star at an ideal time, and the pivot ended up getting caught up in all the mess that the jammer did. And this is the same thing that we're seeing from that for now No El Paso, which is a terrible fate for a pivot.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Mars Furiosity
She
has
got 30 points.
put up a 30-point jam going into the halftime.
Wow.
Biggest point of jam for this game. We had a 34-point jam in one of the other games, maybe New York. Yes, I feel like it was New York.
Yeah, it was actually New York.
Because I was calling that one on the house, and
No,
I
we're-
remember going, with 9. So have you ever been to this tournament before, this BOTAS tournament?
We have never been here.
Okay.
I have never even made it this far past Missouri, probably.
Team Kansas, did they come to State Wars?
No,
Okay.
we did not.
I was State Wars was a 2-year tournament in Florida.
Oh yes,
So many of the teams that are here had
I do believe their first year together, they were scheduled to go down there and play, but too many players couldn't get the time off, couldn't get down there. Like you see, we are a very short rostered team.
yes, this is Colorado's. They've been here at least twice because I've seen them play here before. They went to State Wars a couple times too, so that's the other advantage they have. They've been to one of these tournaments. They've been to several of them. They know what to expect. In fact, I feel like they actually won one of the State Wars.
Oh, and there goes Dizzy Astor for lead jammer.
Is that Kansas's first lead jammer this game? It's one of the few.
One of the few.
One of the few.
I think there wasn't. No, she got it before because she called it off
That's
in
right.
the third, fourth turn.
Abina and SH Long not wanting to give up a point, but they did. Their hits must have dropped back. Sharon Tacos was coming up screaming.
So quick jam number 1 here in our second half.
A reset, we're going to get, it looks like Coyotes going in the line for Colorado.
Oh, they're going to make Animaniac the pivot.
Oh, that's pivot.
Who is the
That's
jammer?
pivot. Didn't have a jammer for a second there. No.
They didn't have a jammer, so
Official review.
yes. They're using, so good reaction time. They almost got a delay of game penalty because they did not field a jammer. I think what it looked like happened is that Animaniac had a different hat on.
So they assumed that
So-
she was going.
Yes. I think she assumed she had the jammer on, and I think someone mentioned that she was the pivot. So there was a little bit of a frantic moment of, wait.
So this is interesting. I've only seen Anna block a few times, actually. She is the primary jammer.
Chances are you're down this much, 130 to 14. You give people a chance to try other things out.
You start enjoying the learning experience.
Right. And I am seeing laughter from both sides, which is excellent.
That's always nice.
I learned a little bit of trivia earlier. So apparently the mustaches of Bron Swanson last about 7-ish games.
Really?
Yeah, depending. That one's from Champs.
Jammers remain the
I learned this in the hallway earlier. Coyote skipping through on the inside line.
lead jam status for the second time.
Oh, please do not tell me that was no. Oh, trying to decide if she's going to pass it or not.
Yes, that's 2-4-2.
Miranda T. Weaver.
Yes. Fighting, but
Oh, Animaniac got the
Animaniac.
star.
On that pass and had a completed star pass.
so trying that little bit of tricksy strategy here.
I was not going to ruin it, but I had a feeling that's what they
Yeah.
were going for.
I will call off that jam.
I'm tired of this. I want to go sit down. But not before she puts 9 points up on the board.
9 points going up for Coyote. Coyote being able to essentially keep her speed as she's doing laps. Dizzy Astor seems to be going back out for
Team Kansas?
Team Kansas.
3-4 Kansas.
Trying to see who it is for Colorado.
Oh, Triple B's out on the track for the first time of the game.
And Andy, Denver.
Ah, it's Andy. Andy getting through. Andy really good at misdirection, picking one line and then changing on her edges to cut across the track.
To juke over.
Yep, and here she goes again.
She took the middle. She wanted to just say, nope, I'm going to change it.
And that really is a sign of an excellent jammer, not getting stuck in the same thing over and over and over again. Something I've seen with some of the most successful jammers is so far today, they'll hit the outside line once or twice, and then they'll only hit the middle, or they'll only hit the inside line.
You have to change it up, because then the other team's captain is going to pay attention and know what wall to put out against you.
4-0 jam on that one. Colorado 143 to Kansas 14.
12 minutes left in the game.
We've got Mars Furiosity going up for Team Colorado.
Is number 0, Evans.
And
Taking on Mars Furiosity, returning to the line for Colorado.
I can't see who's on Team Kansas.
Gusha, this is her very first season of roller derby. This young lady has been up and rising here.
Mars Furiosity taking lead jam status for the 3rd time. Her last jam that she had a 30-point jam. I'm sure she would like to recreate that.
She is not on here. She was a late add into the, and we had so many people that couldn't make it.
Gotcha.
And
I was gonna say, I'm like, our roster says Evans, and that is not Evans. We've been referencing Evans as one of the blockers. I think Evans is 00. Gucci getting
is 0. Ah, yes.
Yeah. Gucci getting continuously caught up in the back there with SH Long and Braun Swanson.
Nice spin around.
You know,
Braun Swanson.
Right. Especially with the.
And I hate to say that because this is my team, but you
honestly, you're putting. You've got S.H. Long, Braun Swanson, and Venturius Vern. Vern is from Pikes Peak, but you put Vern, who has proven that they are a very strong solo blocker. You put them with 2 people that are just fantastic and have been around the game for a long time against someone who is brand new to the game. You know, my money's on the Vets.
I would agree.
I mean, like, amazing things happen, and I'm sure if we give her enough time, she's gonna make some magic.
That, yep.
But I mean, good on her for going out regardless.
For her first season. Yeah.
Mars Furiosity put up 15 in that jam, 158 to 14. 10 minutes left.
With Animaniac as a jammer. I can't see Colorado.
Oh! That was Sharon Taco, who took flight and immediately was told, "No soup for you."
Lady Ricochet said, "None for you."
A little sidestepping toe stop work on the outside line.
Colorado sure does have that number when the panty comes off. Oh, look at him block that panty from her pivot. Star cover, yes, from coming off. Oh, she finally got it off the ground. Oh, and Dogpile has it.
Meanwhile, unprotected Lex in this jam has been doing an amazing job at switching back and forth from offense to defense without really breaking a sweat. Really good at playing offense while playing defense, which is a very, very difficult thing to do.
What I was going to say is Colorado has Kansas's number when that helmet
start
cover comes off, that someone is automatically on the pivot.
Going up against.
Oh, we have triple B. Triple B for Kansas.
And Coyote back on the line for Colorado. It looks like they're sitting Wilhelm, giving her a little bit of a rest. Why you're up this far? Why
Save it
why
for
not let other people skate? Coyote bouncing at the front and using the momentum
tomorrow.
to spin through. Little star pass already to Dizzy Astor, again behind the wall. So Dizzy's immediately getting stuck.
Colorado's so fast, though. As soon as that helmet cover leaves the hand, they are reformed right in front of them. There she goes. Able to made it out.
Yeah, able to push through on that inside line. Sheer force of will. Coyote coming through, got a little bit of offense by S.H. Long.
Nicely done by Coyote. And it's a familiar scene, another 9-point jam.
9-point jam, 176 to 14.
Colorado.
Colorado.
And it looks like we have Red Cat out on the track for the very first time. Not as a jammer, but as a blocker. The jammer is going to be Animaniac.
Yes. And I believe I saw Andy on the line for Colorado.
And Animaniac going up against 999 Animaniac. Yes, and Animaniac.
Animaniac going in to the pack. Dogpile and Evans, a dynamic duo this game. And now also Ricochet up there helping out a little bit. And that's the kind of the tactic they were trying to do, was Ricochet back and forth. Now Dogpile has the star in her hand. Again, they passed it when they were behind 3 Colorado blockers. You know, that.
I don't think they're anticipating how fast Colorado's jumping in front of them.
And sometimes Colorado doesn't have to. They simply have to move their hips. And that's really the place where Kansas could improve in future games. And hopefully they'll be able to look back at this tonight and go, oh, okay. You know, that star pass, maybe if we had waited for the pivot to get up a little further, they would have had a better shot of breaking that path.
As a jammer, I will not hand that helmet cover off unless my pivot is in front of the pack. I do not want her to take the same beating.
There we go. Dogpile able to, she was drawn back out of the pack, able to draw back the Colorado blockers a little bit, got a little bit of space, move through. Meanwhile, 14 points for Andy. 190 to 14. Colorado up, 6 minutes left.
And we have Gusa back up there.
And Mars Curiosity.
Evans for Kansas.
So Kansas isn't even together as a team at the beginning of this pack. I think they're going to try and play some offense.
Yes.
But Kansas not deciding. They didn't play offense, but they didn't play defense either.
This is where them not practicing together. Ooh, Gusha made it out. This is where them not getting to practice together
shows. Mars was able to take advantage of their confusion. Gusia able to sidestep through a little bit, also able to take advantage of Colorado being a little bit apart from each other.
Yes.
And that if Kansas could try to draw Colorado apart a little bit, just create more error.
Create that little open space.
Yeah. Giving Kansas jammers just something to hit, some target zone helps. Sharon Taco's back out for Team Colorado, taking on Dogpile. And a little bit of steps on the inside to save herself from going out of bounds. And now just a little bit of juke.
Oh, and Triple B is out of the pack. Very nice. She's so tall.
Oh. 505, Elise LeCracken just picked a Kansas blocker and decide, like, if you wanna learn how to be a gnat, watch her, because she will just pick someone and hit them and make the blocker look at her and go, well, I'm gonna hit you back. And in that moment, her jammer gets through the pack.
Blocker on blocker, sidetrack.
Yep.
Mitch Wilhelm once again.
Well, made you look. Mitch Wilhelm back on the track. And Dizzy Astor again for Kansas. Midge jumping through. She's really good at anticipating what part of her body she needs to absorb impact with to get through. On the outside line, Pack got super smushy. She wasn't even touched. 5 miles of real estate on the outside line. Midge gets through easily. Meanwhile, Dizzy still trying to get through.
Using her teammate to get through. Oh, and she made it out.
Dizzy's through. Midge gets another 4 before calling it off. Dizzy earning every lap. Even though she's not putting any points up, she's stopping the bleeding by getting out.
Yes. And I think that's kind of the strategy Team Kansas is going for, is to go ahead and just get their jammer out of there so they can make them call it off.
Artemis Huntress.
Artemis and Coyote going against each other in this next jam. 2:12 to 14. Just under 3 minutes left in this game. Coyote.
See, Kansas is not even worried about the.
Yeah, they're not even concerned about defense anymore.
No more.
Their one concern, their one focus is get their jammer out. Forearm penalty going to someone.
To dog pile?
Yep. Meanwhile, Elise just exacting her power against Artemis.
Trying to get her all in the block if they help her out there, but Watson Cerebo says, no, you're going to get back behind me.
Coyote ducking her head, speed skating through, right through.
Picking up 15.
Colorado's coaches didn't seem to be telling her to call it off. She called it off. She went, well, oh, I thought you, oh. It's all right.
That happens.
15-point jam, 2:27 to 14. Under 2 minutes left. Andy's going in the line for Team Colorado.
And they send a good one out there.
Team Kansas is
Oh,
drawing straws to see her. Are you taking it? I don't want to take it. Do you want to take it? All right, I'll take it. So here's Evans. Meanwhile, Andy just moves her hips to get past everyone. Evans using her footwork. Forearm penalty going to S.H. Long. Meanwhile,
Oh, Evans managed to get out of the block.
yeah,
Good
Mussolini
job.
had taken Evans out earlier in the jam. This time, Evans won that battle. Andy calls it with just over a minute.
Just a minute.
One more jam.
One more jam.
And Mars Curiosity going out for Team Colorado. I think Animaniac is hitting it for Kansas.
Like I said, if I can't see her, it must be her.
Yeah.
If I can't see the fielder.
2:36 to 14. 35 seconds left. Pack's nice and slow this time. A little bit more controlled. And, oh, Mars Curiosity going for a cut track.
And if
Kansas has an opportunity here to get lead jammer and possibly put some points up as a last hurrah. Abina going for a forearm penalty. Abina Watson-Sarobi. I think I'm saying that right, Sarobi? I always call her Abina just because I know her by her first name.
We are running on jam time.
Another Colorado block.
oh, and there's a pile up on the track.
So there are only 2 blockers on the track right now for Colorado, and Animaniac still just can't.
Running into her own.
I mean, S.H. Long is a force all unto herself.
She looks very solid.
Yes.
I would not want to run
And
into her.
Elise is 505. These are the 2 blocker names that I just keep repeating this game. And we got Dogpile now with the star.
And it has to go the full 2 minutes.
Full 2 minutes. Hey, we wanted another jam. Or at least someone did. Colorado did.
Colorado
So,
did.
Dogpile fighting on the inside line, getting bounced to the outside, pushing the pack and using the power to split them apart, getting some points up. And we got a back block going to Mars Curiosity. So she'll end the game in the penalty box, and Colorado will end giving Kansas a power jam. Dogpile's going, go forward, help me.
Just knock someone out of the way.
And there we go, 248 to 18, the unofficial final. So we are going to go and get our MVPs together. That was a heck of a game. Oh my goodness.
That was a very it was a good learning lesson.
And I am trying to figure out who the next game is to tell y'all to pay attention for the next game. Do you know what the next game is, champ? Everyone's like, people are like trying to point on the screens. I can't, I'm.
By the time they point on the screens, I'm going to have it pulled up right here.
Here we go. So Virginia versus Louisiana. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Michigan versus Saskatchewan.
Yeah, you say that because I'm not
Michigan
even going to try.
versus Saskatchewan. All right, we are going to peace out here and get some MVPs. I am Mary Chaos.
And I'm No Class Last. Thanks for joining us. Hi, I'm here with Dogpile, who got MVP of the game. Can you tell us how you got your name?
Actually, I got my name because when I started Derby, My second job was that I was a dog breeder of AKC registered boxers, and I had 11 plus any random visiting dogs that I brought in, and so that's why my number is 11, because that's how many babies I had.
Very interesting. And so, how did you feel the game went?
Honestly, I felt pretty good, even though the score doesn't reflect that. But
You took some serious hits.
that is definitely true. My dream of mingling sweat with Braun Swanson happened, though. And one time I hit her so hard she almost fell. And it was like the joy of my tournament. Nothing can ruin it at this point. So
That's awesome. It is Braun Swanson. You got to, I mean, it is Braun Swanson. So how about a little fun fact? I hear you like a certain kind of animal.
that is true. My favorite thing in the entire world, besides my nephews and niece, is dinosaurs. And I challenge you to quiz me on dinosaurs and win, because I know a lot of stuff, like 30 years of dinosaur stuff. So bring it.
All right, well, let me give you the certificate here, and then we'll let our next MVP come on up.
Yay.
So thank you, and this no class last, and I'm out.
All right, I'm subbing in for the voice of Colorado as your MVP for Team Colorado. At least look Kraken. Sorry, you hold on to that. Okay, interesting name. Give us a secret origin of that name and your derby number.
So I just really love octopuses, or octopi as it were. Well, it depends. We could talk about that for a long time. Anyway, octopus plural is my favorite, and 505 is like SOS.
Gotcha. That works. Okay. Going back to the bout here, what were some of the things that you did a little more effectively this particular bout to become a little more MVP status?
I feel like I really tried to harness my inner aggression. I tend to be more of a positional blocker, and today I tried to lay some hits, and I felt like that went well.
So you had more tentacles your inner octopus.
In my inner octopus.
Gonna go end that on a fun one. You said right before we went live, woodworking is your hobby. What are some things that you like to make and can make?
So my husband and I just got a house recently, and we're making the furniture that goes in it. So we just finished an entertainment center, and we're working on a kitchen table.
I can't do Legos. Like that's just like that's insane work to me. The fact that human hands can do that. How did you learn?
YouTube, just the internet.
The interwebs is good for a lot of things, including woodworking, and also what is also good for Derby in Colorado, your MVP for Team Colorado, Elise La Kraken. There's another Kraken that's confusing me from Virginia, so I'm sorry.
We travel in packs.
Impact. Is that how octopus do?
I think so.
That is how it does. Bye.
Bye.